Okay, so back with What's Up with Crime number 2, vlog number 2. So this week I did most of my research on like actual crime scene proceedings versus the crime that I'm recreating, which again is the murder of Joe Masseria at the hands of 3 gunmen hired by rival crime lord Lucky Luciano. Just some random facts about him before I get into like the actual crime scene procedure stuff. So he was born in Sicily and came over when he was like 17, 18. And he actually started working for gangs even in that time because it was a rough time for Italian immigrants and Irish immigrants and kind of any of those kind of immigrants because, as we all know, immigrants have always had a rough time in America, but especially late 1800s, early 1900s, it was a rough time for Italian immigrants. So they would go to Ellis Island and then fall in with the wrong sorts of people because that's kind of how you made it at that time. So, yeah, he worked with gangs just from a young age, like, you know, easy entry-level stuff, like he was a runner and stuff like that. And then the leader of the gang that he was working for died, and so he got out of that gang and started his own, like, from a young age, and it wasn't very, like, promising or anything, but he worked himself up. And that's really all I have for now, but that's not, like, as important to the project as the next thing I'm about to say is, because, you know, I have the photos that I need, and that's really all I need other than the little background of the murder. So, actual crime scene stuff, there's 4, I believe. Yeah, 4 different methods of searching a crime scene. It's grid, which is what I'll be using because it's basic and, you know, it's easier to do at an introductory level. So it's just broken up into squares, like it depends on the scale. I'll probably be doing like 1/2 foot by 1/2 foot. I don't know what 1 square foot? No, 1/2 square foot? Not important. Anyway, and it's just broken up into stuff like that. It looks like cross stitch, crosshatch. There's whirl, which just looks like a huge spiral around the area of the crime. Quadrant or zone, which is you divide it into 4 parts, like a compass almost, and then one quadrant is, say, southeast, southwest, northwest, northeast, etc. And then there's one more, which is the most intricate, and it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll add it in the description of this video. But anyway, so there's that, and then typically you do all 4 of them just to make sure that you have absolutely everything down to like single fibers or single threads of glass, like stuff like that. But since I'm just recreating it in a major way with, you know, the bullet shells, the card that was left at the scene, the table, the chair, him, the blood, like grid will definitely be easier for me to do just because it's, like I said, basic. I'm repeating myself a lot, my apologies. So my plan to set up the crime scene is to come in, we talked about this, during the free period before, and set up with painter's tape my grid. So it's probably actually going to be smaller than 1/2 foot. It's probably going to be like maybe 5 by 5 inches. And then set up the evidence in the quadrants. And I'll have like a sketch of the crime scene, or I will sketch the crime scene, and then I can like pass it around, I guess, or make copies or whatever. And then I'll bring like gloves and evidence bags so that I can put like each individual bullet shell in a thing, because there's a law of cross-contamination with evidence, so you need to do it in individual bags no matter what it is, which is why it's easy if paperwork isn't done correctly to lose evidence, because there's so much of it in so many different bags. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, I guess.